Hello, this is Bill Steffen. Thanks for joining me. We'll talk weather here much of the program and tell you about a big change and broke out the flannel shirt here. So we got some cool weather on the way. Temperatures the next couple of days only low to mid 60s here during the daytime. A quick hi to our Ottawa News Network viewers. Thanks for joining us here. Some high temperatures on Wednesday. This is quite an interesting day across the state of Michigan. Coldwater had a good amount of sunshine through the morning and midday before the clouds rolled in. They reached 78. Battle Creek a warm 77. In Grand Rapids, we picked up the cloud cover a little earlier, and the temperature didn't get past 71. Look at the Muskegon Beach. Their high temperature was 70, but it occurred at 8 a.m., and then the temperature went down a degree to 69, and it held there pretty much all day into the evening when the rains came and it started to drop a little bit. Ludington at 67. And look at the difference in temperatures here for the state. Down at Monroe, which is in the southeast corner of the state, their temperature was 84 degrees. There were a couple places there that made 84 in the Detroit area. Mid-80s, pretty warm. On the other side of the coin, 49 was the high temperature at Houghton. They were getting wind gusts 30 to 35 miles an hour. It was raining off and on and just a miserable day up there. But quite a difference from one end of the state to the other. We had some rain across the area, too. We got some rainfall amounts to share with you. If you look at the graphic on the right, that's an actual radar estimate of the amount of rain that fell. And you can see that purple stretch around the Lansing area there, just west and north of Lansing. That's an estimate of about 1.5 inches of rain. We did get a report of 1.0 or 1.05 inches of rain from the Lansing airport, which is on the north end of town there. A little over 3/4 of an inch at Kent City and Grant. Grand Rapids officially at 57/100ths of an inch. 1/2 inch up where I live in Comstock Park, Alpine, and almost 1/2 inch in Holland. Kalamazoo picking up about 1/3 of an inch. It was a little variable, but everybody pretty much saw some rain, and it was welcome in many areas. Okay, let's talk a little bit about severe weather here. This is kind of interesting. Look at the severe weather was all concentrated in one little tiny spot in Kansas, but that tiny spot really got clobbered. It wasn't like the storm was racing across the state. It just kind of stayed in one place. There were 44 severe weather reports in the United States here during the day on Wednesday, and 42 out of 44, was that like 95%? Were in the state of Kansas. There were no tornadoes, fortunately, but 36 reports of severe hail and 8 reports of severe wind gusts. One gust hit 75 miles an hour at Mays, Kansas, and 3-inch diameter hail at Lost Springs, Kansas. There were, I think, 11 reports of hail bigger than golf ball size. So again, that one little area there was kind of interesting. If you were a storm chaser, you had to stay out of the hail, but you still wanted to see the storm. And of course, no tornadoes there, so you didn't have to deal with that. But interesting. Here's severe weather over the next couple of days. We'll start out Thursday with a nice marginal outlook from well up in Canada across New York, most of Pennsylvania, West Virginia, all the way on down toward the northern tip of Georgia. And that area could see some isolated strong winds, maybe a little bit of small hail, but no storms are expected here in the state of Michigan. And then the severe weather outlook for Friday and Friday night looks like this. No areas outlined for organized severe weather. There could be an isolated non-severe thunderstorm in that light green area across northern lower Michigan and the eastern UP. And look at the severe, or not severe weather, but just the plain old showers and thunder showers covering Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, Nevada. Nevada is, by the way, the driest state in the entire United States. In terms of some of the other things going on across the area, we'll head on to the next slide here and talk about the lake forecast. Now, this is really interesting. If you look at the part I've highlighted in red down in the lower right, we have a beach hazard statement, and this goes on all the way through Saturday morning. So it's an extended area all day Thursday, all day Friday. The strongest winds will occur on Friday. We have a gale watch in effect for Friday. We could see some wind gusts here along the lakeshore to 45 miles an hour. So it's really going to kick up some waves. In fact, one of our forecast models is going for waves that could reach a foot high, or not a foot, 12 feet high. So that should be pretty amazing. And we still have some water temperatures. A lot of times the water temperatures cease around Labor Day. But as you can see, we still got temperatures there in the mid to upper 60s for the most part. Reeds Lake inland has cooled off quite a bit, but they were still up at 71. Waves today should be 2 to 4 feet with westerly winds at around 10 to 20 knots. Our sunrise and sunset time looked like this. Sunrise 7:09, sunset at 8:13. A little over 13 hours of daylight. We have lost one more degree in the evening now in the overnight period. We're down to 78 and 57. But keep in mind that average high at 78. That's still in the 70s here for the low 70s into mid-September. So we still got some nice days ahead here. Record high for today, 94 in both 1898 and 100 years ago in 1925. And the record low temperature was 38 in 1974. Well, we're going to take a little time out now and thank one of our sponsors. Let's hear this from Ace Hardware Handyman.
When your home needs help, you might not know where to start. Why not ask Ace? We're always here to help with Ace Handyman Services. Our talented craftsmen handle everything from drywall and carpentry to doors and kitchens. We're the neighbors you trust to get the job done right. Let's get started. Book your handyman appointment today. Ace Handyman Services, bringing helpful to your home.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Here's a look at the 66-hour rainfall forecast. That part in southeast Michigan includes the part that's falling overnight tonight. But if you look off to the north, there's another batch of decent rain falling there. By the way, nationally, look at the rain in southeast Arizona. That's from a hurricane. We'll talk about that again. That'll be pumping, not that the hurricane is coming to Arizona, but some of the moisture will be touching off some rain for them. And a stalled front down toward Florida, producing a lot of rain in South Florida. Some places down there could see an additional 3 to 4 inches of rain over the next 3 days or so. Now let's zoom into Michigan here a little bit, and we'll be able to show you what's going on there. This is the rain over the next 66 hours. We've only got a few hundredths of an inch for Grand Rapids, but as you travel to the north, a little bit more rain is expected, and especially as you get up toward the Traverse City area, there'll be some lake-enhanced rain showers up there that could produce a half an inch or a little bit more. So if you're traveling off to the north, probably a good idea to keep an umbrella handy with you. Okay, let's go back and talk tropical here for just a little bit. We've got one system to talk about, and this is going to be, it looks like Gabrielle. And this, if you look down at the bottom of the graphic here, there's a red X, and that indicates a greater than 60% chance of forming at least a tropical storm. It's not going to be it's not going to be Katrina. It's not going to be anything that intense, but it certainly could increase to hurricane strength, and it's aiming for the northern part of the Lesser Antilles, Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, perhaps something to keep an eye on. And most of our models still have this hurricane curving away from the United States, so that is good news. But we'll have another update on that for you tomorrow. In the Eastern Pacific, this is interesting to talk about. In the Eastern Pacific, we've got two hurricanes. We've got Kiko, which is an impressive hurricane. It's Category 4 now and can actually reach 5 for a little bit. You can see the Hawaiian Islands in the center left of the graphic there, and Kiko is going to be moving just a little bit north of there. Keep in mind that the water temperatures around Hawaii are usually marginal for hurricanes, so we expect Kiko to be a minimal hurricane or a tropical storm as it passes by north of Hawaii in about 5 days. So we'll keep an eye on that. Now, the other one is Lorena, and this is taking a different path. I think, again, this is going to be weakening as it approaches the Baja Peninsula of Mexico. So it probably makes landfall as a tropical storm. And that's, of course, a desert area with very little rain there, so that could cause some flooding. But the moisture from this, even though the storm will weaken to just a depression, we'll be heading up into southeast Arizona and New Mexico. So if you know anybody in that area, or you're heading perhaps to southeast New Mexico, we actually have a couple of people from Arizona that do watch the videos here. The heaviest rain will be over toward the Tucson area, while Phoenix could get some rain. The southeast part of the state will get the heavier rain, and there will likely be some local flooding in southeast Arizona from the moisture from Lorena. And we'll have to keep an eye on that as that crosses the southern Rockies. And then out in the western Pacific Ocean, we have a tropical depression. This is Pipa or Paipa. That's going to be heading up toward Japan. It will likely remain a depression, not impossible. It could reach minimal tropical storm status, but anyhow, it should not be a major storm. But will produce kind of a cloudy, rainy day and a breezy day for much of eastern Kyoto and the Tokyo area as well. So that's the only thing we're keeping track of this is really unusual to see it this quiet, just one little tropical depression there, and that's it. Okay, on we go to take a look at our headlines. Breezy and cooler weather for today, but most of the day should turn out to be dry. High temperatures today, low to mid 60s is all. Wow, that's a far cry from the near 80-degree temperatures that we've had around here of late. And it will be quite windy on Friday. It will be breezy today and downright windy on Friday. Not impossible there could be a wind advisory for Thursday night and Friday. The time of the strongest winds likely to be late Thursday night and Friday morning. So keep that in mind. And then we'll take a look at some high temperatures here over the next couple of days, which are not very high. First of all, for Grand Rapids, 63 degrees is all we're expecting. Low temperature in the early morning at 49. There is a chance of a light shower, but it would be mostly of the sprinkle variety. But don't be surprised if you see a raindrop or two. Humidity falls to 55%. Winds will be west at 10 to 20. It may be more like 20 than 10 if you're going to be over by Lake Michigan. Some other high temperatures across the state today. We're looking for readings to hold only in the low 60s over toward Lake Michigan, but temperatures with the lake water being mid 60s will probably be pretty similar lakeshore and inland. Heading over toward Detroit, 68 there, 68 for Chicago. 58 for Traverse City. That's a chilly day. And look on the right at the map of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I'm looking at it here myself, and I'm seeing high temperatures mainly in the mid to upper 50s. So a rather cool day. And again, there is the possibility for showers as you head to the northern part of the state too. We move from Thursday to Friday, and on Friday, temperatures are about the same. We're back to 63, 64 in Michigan, or in the Grand Rapids area. I think on Friday, it can reach the low 70s over toward Detroit, where there'll be a touch more sunshine, but still chilly as you go off to the north. Houghton Lake, 59, and there'll be a second day of temperatures only in the 50s up across parts of upper Michigan. So chilly pattern, especially for the northern part of the state. Take a look at the 5-day forecast here. Chance of rain 30% Thursday, but 50 to 60% on Friday. I think most of us will catch at least a sprinkle on Friday, so keep that in mind. And we got the chance of rain down to 20% on Saturday. It may rise to 30%, but many areas will get through Saturday without any rain. And then mostly sunny conditions expected for Sunday and Monday. Most of next week looks dry. I think we do see temperatures moderate. And in fact, the 8 to 14-day outlook here calls for temperatures to be back up into the 70s with the cool air shifting to the East Coast and some cool air out in the desert Southwest there where they've had a little bit of rain. You can see that red area out in the plain states. I expect some temperatures to be back up to 75 to 80 by the middle of the month off to the west of us, and I'm expecting mid to upper 70s again here. The average temperatures go down, but we should still see some warm temperatures here during the day. And in terms of rainfall over the area, we've been in a below average pattern, and that trend will continue. So like I've been saying, be grateful for what rain that you get. Rains stay above average in Florida and also from the Pacific Northwest into the northern plains. Let's look at our weather. We got some interesting information from Michelle, who has been working at the airport and is scheduled to return in about 20 minutes. So if by some chance she saunters into the door, she'll grab a mic here. But we have a viewer question here. What was this past weekend the sunniest Labor Day weekend ever? Well, the technical answer is no, but it had 99% of possible sunshine. So it tied for second place. How's that? In terms of sunniest Labor Days we've ever had. We had a few of those little puffy cumulus clouds. Boy, what a great weekend to be outdoors. Tom, thanks for the question. If you have a question, of course, let us know. We'll see if we can answer it for you here. Up next, Bill, who was the best meteorologist you ever worked with? Oh, boy. So, Kurt, you're getting me in trouble here. But thanks for the question. It's hard to compare because everything was so different. We had a different era, everything is, I tell people things have changed so much. One of the comparisons I make, and I think I've mentioned this on the blog before, is the number 2 pencil. Do I have a pencil around here? Okay. Nice yellow pencil right here. This pencil, the Dixon Ticonderoga number 2 pencil, this is a number 2, by the way. This has not changed in over 100 years. It was developed in Massachusetts. Now you can get, you had basic yellow back then, and now we've got different colors of pencils, but it's got graphite. It's got that little metal clip on it that holds an eraser that is good for about 3 months until it dries out, and then you just get the smudging going back. This eraser's gone. Listen to that. You can tell I made a few mistakes in my old age here. He's guessing Craig James. I will say Craig James was an amazing meteorologist. He was a fellow of Penn State, distinguished graduate, and there's so many things that he pioneered, not only in this market, but I look back when I first came here. Craig and I used to hand plot weather maps, which are now drawn by computer, but we used to hand plot weather maps sometimes 4 times a day, and then compare them. We had our set of Venus Paradise pencils, and if anybody is my age, you might remember those. And we would outline little areas of vorticity, and we really took this seriously. And that was a time when we were changing over from just plain old announcers doing the weather and people that actually kind of sometimes knew what they were talking about. But Craig James, by the way, people ask about him. He has passed 80 years old right now and is still around, still trying to improve his golf game and doing a lot. I see him several times a year. And once in a great while, I see an email that comes from him, too. He's talking about some topic related to weather. But an amazing meteorologist and really defined quality forecast. Not that this was this is a market where you take weather seriously. One of the things I mentioned is that there's a group called Weather Rate, which rates the weather forecasts, the quality of the weather forecast given. It checks the accuracy, and it has the Weather Channel, AccuWeather, the National Weather Service, all the TV stations and all that. They determined for a couple of years that they did this test that Grand Rapids was the hardest television market to forecast weather. And I thought that was pretty amazing. But it's been a marvelous experience and challenge to forecast weather in Lake Michigan, with Lake Michigan west of you and Canada on 2 sides of you. It's really been great. But Grand Rapids has, and it's not just, I'm partial to Channel 8 now, but I can attest that there are really some quality meteorologists that work in this market at the National Weather Service, at the local TV stations, and elsewhere. So neat. Okay, let's move on here and see what's next on the agenda here. I want to thank Michelle and Alex for putting together these graphics. Oh, I like that picture. We were just up there at the on Mackinac Island there, and that's where that picture was taken from. September 4th, 1961, the last summer-only Michigan train. Of course, a lot of the major hotels in the western United States and, of course, on Mackinac Island were promoted by the trains to try and get people out using the trains to go to these wonderful destinations. It was called the Northern Arrow of the Pennsylvania Railroad. It ceased operations on September 4, 1961, went from Cincinnati to Mackinac Island with other branches. From 1976 to 1986, the Michigan Northern Railway, run by MDOT, operated from Grand Rapids to Mackinac. So that's interesting. And of course, now we have the bike path going north from Grand Rapids, the White Pines Trail that goes all the way up past Cadillac. And I believe it's paved all the way now, though I haven't been on that trip all all the way on up. I've made the White Pine Trail from Comstock Park all the way up to the Montcalm County border and back in an afternoon. So that was about 10 years ago. So I don't know if I can do that today, but that was a fun trip. That was an interesting fact. Let's see what else we got for September 4th. 1781, the founding of Los Angeles, the city of angels, by Spanish settlers. 44 people made a permanent settlement. Population boomed in the late night. Oh, look who's here. Wow.
Surprise! I
Hey.
made it home.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
How was your trip?
Fresh from the plane. It was so much fun. First week of September is definitely the best time to go to Washington, D.C. There were no crowds anywhere.
That's because everybody's at recess, right?
Yes, the politicians aren't doing anything. There's no field trips happening. I went to the old post office pavilion. They've got a tower you can go look with an amazing view of the city. There was no line and no one else there the whole time except
Wow.
the park rangers.
Okay. Question. You went, oh, you have a cat too.
Yes,
I'm
she's
sure she
here
missed
to
you.
express her discontent that I left. Right, Rosie? Are you very mad? Yeah.
Aw,
Am I going to get a lecture?
Rosie loves you.
She does.
I have 3 cats, and they've been stuck out here on the 3-season porch because we had the carpets cleaned today. So we had Stanley Steamer here, and they do a great job. And our carpets are clean now finally, so that's cool.
That's nice.
So you went to Washington D.C. for what? Just like a day and a half?
Yeah, for my birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought it'd be pretty fun, and it's a good time to go. And you're never going to get a better hotel price in Washington D.C. than the day.
That's
before.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that can get real pricey.
Yeah, and I went to the Holocaust Museum, which is a really tough ticket to get, but there was one floor that I was on for like 5 minutes. I was the only person on the whole floor because I went first thing in the day. Yeah, it was very, very cool.
I have not been there, and that's such a sobering experience to see something like that.
And your Metro Pass, $20 on the Metro Pass. I was good the entire time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I got back just in time. So we're talking about Los Angeles.
Right, City of Angels. I was just reading what you have here, but you may continue if you like.
Okay, 44 people started Los Angeles by Spanish settlers, Los Angeles, and the population boomed in the late 1800s as the completion of the railroad made it a lot easier to get there, and there are 3.8 million people in Los Angeles today.
I was thinking of how many people have made money. You got the Hollywood sign there. How many people have made money off of real estate? I mean, I was told that Bob Hope made more money off of real estate than he made off of entertainment. And another one was Fred McMurray, who made quite a bit of money off of real estate. It's speculating.
There's Rosie.
Oh, there we go.
Want to say hi to the internet? Do you want to say why'd you leave and why haven't you given me any treats yet? Yeah, we'll get to the treats in a minute. We're talking about Los Angeles.
You're on the porch. Normally, they have pretty much the run of the house. I found out one of my cats really loves sardines.
Sardines are awesome.
Sardines and water. And I happened to eat some. Your mother went to bed early last night, so I was on my own for dinner because I had come back from the Meyer Gardens. We were there until it pretty much closed at 9 o'clock. I got home, my dear wife was already asleep, so that left me and I thought I had that can of sardines sitting there forever. I should probably use that up. And all of a sudden there was a cat there sniffing, so I set stuff down and it just ate that right up. Interesting. Well, now back to Los Angeles or whatever.
Okay. Your quiz question for the day. September 4, 2002, this Texas waitress won the first season of American Idol.
Oh, wow. That's American Idol's been going on for that long. 23 years?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it somebody that's still famous today?
Yes. She's since had a talk show, and I think her title song was A Moment Like This.
Oh, okay. That hang on. Clarkson, Kelly Clarkson.
Yep, very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, she looks happy in that picture, and she looks young.
Yeah, I tried to find one around the time period that she won. I don't know how old she is here.
Yeah, and she was from Texas somewhere. I think you just said Waco?
Yeah, somewhere in Texas.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
On September 4, 1972, this U.S. swimmer won his 7th gold medal at the Munich Olympics.
Okay, so 1972, it's before Michael Phelps.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't remember a lot of Americans winning medals. I know, way back in the old days, Johnny Weissmuller competed in the Olympics. He was from Chicago and actually swam with my uncle, was one of his buddies way back when. All right, 1972. Trying to
I'm
think of who.
pretty sure this is a name that you know because I had heard the name and I wasn't born until quite a few years
Well,
after.
we watched the Olympics on TV quite a bit, and we watched them a lot of times when we were doing the news. Um, okay, I'm thinking that's still too early for Rowdy Gaines.
Yeah.
How about Mark Spitz?
There you go. Yeah, good job.
Yeah, the guy with the mustache. Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, I
yeah.
was reading
And
his
he had
history.
hair. It wasn't. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. The mustache was the thing. So he and you have that in common.
Yeah. But I mean, even he did not compare to Michael Phelps the number of medals that he's won.
Hmm.
So Mark Spitz was great. He was. Yeah. I don't think there were a lot of really great American male swimmers before Spitz.
I read his bio and not a lot of controversies. Just seemed to live a quiet life.
Yeah. Well, that was back when the Russian bloc was kind of doping their some of their Olympics.
Did what famous people do is they become senior and then they start selling vitamins and supplements.
That's true.
I mean, it's time for you to start selling beet
I,
cubes.
I, I should do that. Super Brussels sprouts. Take my word for it, folks. Uh, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I have kind of shied away from doing commercials. I mean, we do some here on the blog and whatnot.
Medicare supplements. What else can we sign you up for?
I don't know. I mean, you take a look at talk radio and what they're doing in
Those
some of the podcasts, and you're getting
telephone commercials that like with the
yeah.
buttons this big.
Yeah, I mean, there's different kinds of coffee and well, I mean, it's really different. If you look at TV right now, you're getting a lot of gambling ads. You got the Bernsteins, the law firm, buying a lot of time. Casinos. You got a lot of home improvement right now during the summertime. You get windows, roofs, um, you know, kitchen remodel and that kind of thing. So people are thinking remodel in the summer.
That was my cats. They're having a bit of a brawl.
Oh, hey. Remember that video that I had with the cats fighting in the background? 1.5 million hits on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what happened, but it happened over there. What did we knock down, guys? We don't know. But it was worth it. Okay, Matt Rogers.
It's quiet here on the porch right now, and that's always kind of an omen that something's about to happen. For Matt Rogers,
Sunrise photo. Yeah, lovely spot in New Era, Michigan, which I looked it up. It's near Shelby.
Yes, I have been there many times. There's in Oceana County is one of the more sparsely populated counties in West Michigan, but in Oceana County you have, let's see, New Era, Hart, Shelby, Mears, Walkerville, Pentwater. Who am I missing?
Oceana County received its name from the Greek word oceana, meaning ocean, because of its location on the shores of Lake Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And really, really a pretty place. A lot of people know it for Silver Lake and Silver Lake sand dunes and the dune rides up there, which have been going on for, golly, almost 80 years or something like that. My dad met Mac Woods when Mac Woods had it going. My dad did horseback riding for a while at the old Jack and Jill Ranch, which was up there. So it's interesting.
Right.
That was the 1930s.
Looks like a beautiful spot. And this is not John Doherty. This is Mike Doherty. I don't know how he's related to John Doherty, but John sent it to me.
Oh, well, thank you, Mike, and thank you, John. And let's see. There was one. I got a rainfall report from Benzie County. It was 1.06 inches. So they got a nice soaking of rain there. That's a nice picture of the dunes.
I think this is where you come out when you go tubing down the Platte.
Okay, yeah, because it looks like there's a river coming across there, or a little bit of lake river maybe, and you got the dunes in the background.
Yeah, you go down the river, and then there's that little dune there, and then it goes out to the lake.
We've talked before about that, running down that. Have you ever run down the big dunes at Sleeping Bear?
Yes, don't do the one that you're not supposed to do, because I did it and it literally did take an hour and a half to get back up, and I
Yeah,
was so much
it
younger
does.
then, it could
It,
not
it
happen today.
does.
Mhm.
Unless you want to swim out to Beaver Island.
The other thing is it's like a 5-mile walk to get down to like the Empire Beach or something.
Yeah.
But either way, you don't want the consequences of going down the one. There's a reason there's a sign there.
Yeah, well, yeah, you want to keep the dunes kind of pristine a little bit. They have that one area there where you can walk down them and walk up, but you want to see the dunes preserved there as well. But that is the Platte River, I can imagine.
Speaking of,
I've been canoeing on the Platte River, but not tubing.
you got to go on like a Monday or Tuesday night, and then it's quiet and peaceful, and there's like cranes flying around and stuff. But if you
Neat.
go on a weekend in the afternoon, it's like party central, and there's a zillion people everywhere, and it's a whole thing.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
So pick what you
Yeah.
want. One time we went
We just
and
saw cougar up there. Half the people don't believe me, but we actually,
yeah,
Gail and I each saw. We were on the Otter Lake Trail, and they actually had posted a sign that we're not admitting that there's cougars here, but watch out for cougars. And it was well ahead of us on the trail, and we backed up and went the other way. We're like, I think we'll just kind of mosey on over, take as Snagglepuss would say, exit stage right.
so you believe in cougars? Like the Cowardly Lion believes in
We
spooks?
saw a cougar on the Otter Lake Trail, and it was somebody tried to tell me it was a bobcat. Nope, not a bobcat. I know the difference. It was a cougar. Big long tail.
Okay, thank you, Mike, who's somehow related to John. And here's John Scully's photo of a lovely sky.
Yes, those are cumulus clouds that formed right on the edge of the Lake Breeze, which was pretty close on Saturday, especially. It was pretty close to the lakeshore, and then it backed up a little bit. But what a beautiful scene, and what a great 5 days. We had 5 days in Grand Rapids where the average wind speed was 3 miles an hour over 5 days.
Wow.
That's pretty amazing.
There was a pretty decent lightning storm on the flight home tonight that I got to watch. That was cool.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I love watching lightning from the plane.
Mm-hmm. And there were
often.
really good clouds on the flight out to DC as well, but I turned my phone all the way off because I was trying to save the battery. I was like, cool clouds. I want to get a photo. Oh, wait, I turned it off. Oh, well.
Yeah.
It was cool. Yeah, clouds are cool.
Yeah, I take pictures every now and then when I'm on a plane. And I love looking out the window. I can look out the window the whole trip.
Mm-hmm.
People think I'm nuts, but I'm like, it's so beautiful out there. Neat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the way the sun is shining through a little bit on this one.
Mm-hmm.
So
Washington, D.C., by the way, is going to reach 90 here in a couple of days.
Ooh, so I really went at the right time. It was perfect.
Well, it's not in a couple of days, but as the heat builds back in, they're probably not done with 90. They're certainly not done with 80 or 85.
We're going to share my pictures from the trip tomorrow and also your trip to Hoffmeister State Park.
Neat. Wonderful. Looking forward to it.
And I didn't catch the weather, but I'll watch it when Alex uploads the show.
Okay, yeah. The weather should be pretty cool for the next up here anyway in Michigan for the next 4 or 5 days or so. So break out the flannel shirts and the jackets, and maybe do a corn maze or get a pumpkin or something like that, and get ready for an early taste of fall. Not a permanent taste of fall yet. We do have some warm summer days that'll be coming back into the picture in about a week or so, but cool in the meantime here. Have yourself a great day, and once again, thanks for watching.